On this episode of The Women Behind the Whistle, Morgan Jackson sits down with Molly Carter. The Lowndes Vikings are 9-0 for the first time since 2019. With expectations high, 2025 is turning into one of the best for head coach Adam Carter and his family, but success on the field is just one thing they're celebrating. Congratulations are in order.
Yes.
For the Carter family. Baby number 2 on the way. How excited are you and your family?
We are very excited, surprised, very surprised. They'll be, Steele and the baby will be almost 6 years apart. So when one's going into middle school, the next one's going to be going into kindergarten. But that just means more fun longer.
So when you say surprise, you weren't planning for another one?
Well, we weren't not planning,
okay.
if that makes sense. But it was not easy for us to get pregnant with Steele. So it was a big surprise. And we've known all of football season. So we just announced 2 weeks ago after Camden.
Okay.
We wanted to make sure our family knew first, and part of that family is our football team.
Yes.
So we told our immediate family, and then we wanted to tell the boys, and we told them after Camden, and it was on the radio 10 seconds later, I hear. So
how hard of a secret was that to keep?
Hard, because my big thing about Friday nights, the one thing I control is my outfit. And so I love to pick out clothes and plan them like all in the summer. So I had everything planned. And then I got pregnant, and you cannot wear the same clothes because I was trying to keep it a secret.
Yes.
So it was hard. The only person that knew, our superintendent knew, Miss Wilcher and I are really close, and a few other people in my family, but no one else.
I feel like we have so much to unpack here. Coach Carter and I have actually talked about the whole outfit thing. We'll get there, but you talk about the struggles of getting pregnant with Steele. That was in your first year at Grayson with Coach Carter?
So we were actually newly pregnant when we got hired at Grayson. So we were probably, if I had to guess, like 10 weeks or so when we got hired at Grayson. So we came into that pregnant. That Grayson's really special to us because that's where we brought Steele home. And he was thrown into the world of football. He was born on the second round of playoffs. That Wednesday night, Adam was like, hurry, we got to get through this so I can get to walk through. And then 8 days later, his first game was at Lowndes. So the stars were already aligning.
What time was he born?
He was born at like 4 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon, on Thursday afternoon. And then Adam went and coached the game Friday. So, which I was good with that. You really just need your mom when you have a baby. So I'm like, I'm good now. You go win a game. And so the hospital was great, and they hooked up the game to the TV in my room. My friends stayed. We had a tailgate in the room, and my family all went and supported Adam. So that was great.
Sweet. Yeah. Yep. 8 days later, you're taking him to a game. What is that like?
Yes. So that was pre-COVID, so it wasn't totally weird to take your baby out then. But yeah, I just packed him up. A close friend of ours drove me south right behind the bus, and I put him on and wore him. And I have a sweet little picture of him right in front of the Concrete Palace, which obviously is special now because 3 years later, we ended up there. So,
wow, if God doesn't write things out, I don't know who
does.
does. That's so full circle.
Yep, it was great.
Wow. When you think back to that time y'all were going to Grayson, becoming a first-time mom, Grayson's obviously a big program. How did you just keep it all together then?
Well, football is just kind of our avenue. That's what I always tell everybody. It's not what defines us, but it's a great way for us to live our purpose. And we always say that our purpose is service to these kids and service to these families. And if you just keep the main thing, and keep the outside noise out, really the rest of it doesn't get to you because everything falls into place. I mean, you're gonna end up where you're supposed to be. We always knew that our 5-year plan was to get somewhere south Georgia. Okay. I'm from South Georgia. I'm from closer to the Savannah side, Liberty County. And we always knew we wanted to get somewhere south. So when Lowndes opened, it was like the stars were aligning. And I was talking earlier to one of my friends that, we applied, but we really weren't confident that it was ours for a very long time. But it's really cool to sit here now and see that God was aligning things for us and setting up the path for us and putting the right people in the right places. And timing's everything, because I don't think we were due to be at Lowndes until that very year. So
yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that story. Yeah. And then you say, so if y'all played at the Concrete Palace, that means you had to drive down here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With A baby.
With a baby.
Fresh newborn.
8 days old. I stayed in the Country Inn and Suites that night by myself, me and the baby, while the team went back. But, you know, that's crazy to some, but that's just our life. I mean, that's what we're used to. I've been with Adam since I was 19 years old.
Wow.
So I've never known a life that's not football. Which is, people are like, how do you do it? I'm like, how do you do it? Your life sounds so boring. Ours, you know, like I don't.
I'm at a football game.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Right. I'm with 14 to 18-year-olds all the time, learning all the trends and the dances and hearing all the high school drama. And most importantly, getting to, like I said, live out that purpose of serving kids and serving others. We've both been in education our whole careers. And I just think that we are meant to do what we're doing, which makes every day fun.
Yeah. When you think about coming to Lowndes, I actually remember the day y'all were introduced to the community. You had on the cutest dress. It was like this leather, I believe. It was like same color you have on. I'm like, oh, she's that girl. I already know she's that girl.
Yes, that was wild. We got hired, and I think our press release was the next morning at like 10 a.m. That was the meet and greet that you're talking about.
Yes.
The press release, that outfit was actually from the Valdosta Walmart, which is crazy. No one believes that, but I had nothing crimson. We were like green and gold at Grayson. So it was like a total flip, and I had to be there. He got hired at like 5 p.m. and literally got the phone call on the way home back to Gwinnett, and we had to be back at 10 a.m. the next day. So he came home, picked me and Steele up, and then we were announced like 8 hours later.
Wow.
So I had to find an outfit in the Walmart right by myself. It was fun though.
Yeah,
it was fun. We put it together.
I never thought you got there from Walmart. I wish I would have gotten one because it's so cute. How does that kind of just encompass the life of a coach's wife? It's like you go, you move, you're always on the go.
Yeah, you just have to be someone that can just go with the flow. If you try to plan, God will laugh at you. God will humble you. And I think that every successful coach's wife has been humbled at some point. I think back to we came from Grayson, very successful there. Adam did a wonderful job. We had a wonderful staff and really good administration there. And then we came to Lowndes, and our first season wasn't so hot. I mean, we came out 4-6, and I think that as the wife, you have to be the one that's go with the flow. And you know, it's not always about going where the grass is greener, but it's watering that grass. And I'm so proud of Adam and our staff and their families, because we were 4-6, and there was a lot of people that didn't believe in us and didn't believe in the program and what he stood for. And now, 3 years later, the last 2 years we're 18-2. So I think that it's important for the wife to be the one that's go with the flow and reminding everyone that, you know, we're brick by brick, concrete block by concrete block.
Yes, I like that.
We're building a palace. So I am proud to be in this spot, and so humbled to have been where we were to enjoy where we're at now.
When you think back to that year, I remember it was a tough year, but I'm just like, give him a chance. Just give him a chance. You know, it's his first year. How did y'all make it through that year?
Yeah, you know, the cool thing that I think about too is it was hard on us, but imagine those kids. I mean, I think our seniors had been through 3 or 4 head coaches.
Right.
The staff was brand new. We brought a big chunk we brought with us from Grayson and other places that we had been before. And we just have always believed in what we do and what Adam can produce from a program, and more importantly, what we do behind the scenes. Like, you come to our practice, you're going to see toddlers running everywhere.
Yes.
You're going to see my kids somewhere. You're going to see middle schoolers out there. We don't believe in just isolating football to football. Football is much bigger, and to be successful, I really do believe that you have to have every component, you know, to make Lowndes football successful. And that's one of the many things that I'm proud of for Adam, is that he keeps the main thing. And at the end of the day, we're all going to retire and we're all going to be done with this one day. But like, how did you include kiddos so that they didn't have to sacrifice more time with their dad in just things as simple as letting them come out there and play at practice?
Yeah. You talk about, what did you say? Not brick by brick. You said concrete
block by concrete block.
Concrete block by concrete block.
Yep.
8 blocks high now.
That's
undefeated,
right.
8 wins in a row. To see all of that just come together for them this season. It started to really come together last season, but this year they're rolling. How good does it feel?
It feels good. Any wife is always like, when's it gonna fall though? I mean, that's just where you sit as the wife, ready to catch when it falls. But I'm really proud of these kids. We started out home games. seven in a row, 6 in a row. So we were kind of nervous about getting on the road. And we didn't just get on the road. We went to Camden County.
Yes.
And it was cold and it was raining and it was sideways rain. But they pulled it out, you know, and won that one. We're on the road this week again, about 3.5, 4 hour trip to Richmond Hill. So we're going south. But I'm really proud of the kids, especially the kids that have been there since day one, when it would have been really easy to drop and quit and in this world transfer to a different school or just quit playing football altogether. And we have this little core group that really bought into us and bought into the compete mentality. And I'm so proud that they're here to kind of reap those benefits now.
Now, compete is a motto y'all have had at every school. Can you remind all the people what that means?
Yes. Okay, you're going to quiz me. Compete stands for character, opportunity, mental toughness, physicality, excellence, team, and effort. And it truly, I mean, that's a lot of things. But if you can do that on the field, off the field, in the classroom, with their girlfriends, with their parents, all of these areas, then we're building much more than athletes, because they're just going to be athletes for 4 years. Some of them maybe 8, maybe some of them that go to the NFL, but they're all going to be husbands one day, and they're all going to be daddies one day. And I just hope that they can take that mentality that they learned in the trenches, when you're out there on the field, and move it into their everyday life. So Adam came up with that a long time ago. I think when he was first time head coach, 2013, and it's just kind of stuck with us everywhere we've gone.
Yeah. And I want to say she's not faking the funk when she says become men, become husbands. I've heard Coach Carter say these things at practice. And one thing that I love, I see your son, like you said, I see the other coaches' sons running around. And Coach Carter runs around practice too.
He does.
I feel like he's like the fastest coach I've ever seen. I'm like, can he slow down? I can't even catch up with him.
No, he's the most regimented person ever. I mean, and I'm not. I'm the opposite track. But every morning he's up at 5 a.m. Every night he goes to bed at 10 p.m. He goes to the gym every single day except for Sundays. He's just very regimented. He's like an Energizer bunny. Our practices are, from whistle to whistle. It never stops. And it's not just him. I mean, our staff that we've built, they're all the same. They're all like little ants running around in there. But I'm just so proud of them, the time and the effort that they put in and their family sacrifice, so that you can see this 8-0 thing building out is just really incomprehensible. People can't understand how much goes into it. So I'm proud of them. I'm proud of who we have there. Even when he's a little animated sometimes, we're like, pull the mic down, but we're proud of him. And I think he's a great leader, and we're lucky to have Lowndes, and Lowndes is lucky to have Adam.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. You say home at 10 p.m. I feel like that's quite early.
It is. It's
How
not
does he
the
make
norm.
that work?
It's not the norm. I think he came from some programs that did the 1 a.m., 2 a.m. thing, and his whole thing has always been back to family. Usually if you're home by 10, you can probably kiss your kid goodnight. They might be already drifting off, but you can at least kiss them goodnight. There's sometimes, I actually can't even remember a time he hasn't been home by 10. But he's always said that he felt like he can get everything done if you are whistle to whistle in those 4 hours after practice versus keeping them there all night. Wednesdays, I think they're done at 6 o'clock because we have a coaches show, radio show at Smoking Pig every week at 7. And then Thursdays, they're home early by like 5 or 6. So,
God, I wish I could do his regimen. It's just me, and I'm averaging 1 a.m. every night.
You really don't want to do it. It's too much. It's too much.
Like, I just wish I could get on some type of routine. I don't know. I can't.
I know. He doesn't even drink coffee, so I don't know how he does it.
Really?
No coffee.
He just has that no energy drinks either?
He drinks energy drinks every now and then. Yeah. Pre-workout before working out, but that's it. He works out every morning before work, and then not me. I don't work out.
Yeah. So in the morning, if he's going to work out up at 5 a.m., you're taking Steele to school?
Yes, Steele's with me. I take Steele to school. We have a really cool situation where our elementary school actually has a bus that brings high school staff kids from the elementary school to the high school.
Oh, that's
in
nice.
the afternoon. And so we have a lot of kids that are at that elementary school. And so they all ride the bus together, they cross the street together, and they go into the indoor, and then they hang out with Dad until Mom gets there or Mom gets done feeding the boys supper or whatever we have on the schedule that night.
You talked about obviously coming to Lowndes was a little bit tough, but y'all are rolling right now. Are there any people, you don't have to name any names obviously, that maybe are coming out of the woodworks who, like when y'all were 4 and 6 or little quiet, but now they're like, oh, loud.
Yeah. Well, they were never quiet, but they were there, naysayers. But, that's just part of it. And if you buy into all that negativity, you're miserable. And I've certainly done that before, and woe is us. And but when things are bad, when you're losing, there's always something good going on. You just have to dig a little bit harder. So the ones that are coming out the woodworks, to me, I'm like, okay, the more the merrier. Come cheer us on. To us, it's for the kids, and it's about making their 4 years at Lowndes High School the best that they can be. And if that means that we're having success too, then that's great.
I know every day you're looking to improve and be better and all the things. But for you, when do you feel like it all came together? Like, I have it together as a coach's wife. Like, I'm understanding what my role is, how I can support my husband.
I'm still waiting. I'm just kidding. I really feel like Lowndes was it. I tell everybody Lowndes is home, and something about this place just feels different to me. Feels different to Adam. It's family oriented. It's a wonderful school system. We just came out as the number 7 system in the South, which we're really proud of that. It's a great place to send your kids to school. There is something for everyone at Lowndes High School. There is band, there's drone flying, there's rocket shooting in the parking lot, there's football, cheer, dance, all these things. And I feel like when you finally find the place where you can see long term, and you can see your kids growing up here, and you're proud to put that on your Facebook, and you're proud to brag and say we're really good at football, of course, but we look at all these other things. I feel like the coach's wife part gets easier because you're like, I'm here, I'm grounded. It's easy to brag and talk about something that's good. And Lowndes is all of those things.
I know football takes up a lot of your time, but what are some things that just fill your cup?
My family, my kid. My family is from South Georgia. They live on the water close in between Savannah and Brunswick. I love salt water. Anytime you can get me, that's why I've always wanted to be south. I'm like, get me closer to salt water. And Disney. I love Disney.
Do y'all go every year, or?
We do. Oh, yeah, multiple times a year. But specifically Winnersville week, actually. So Winnersville week is nuts. There's all the interviews and all the things. And it's a lot of pressure on Adam. And so the first year I was like, what if we just get out of your hair? Because, I can be a lot and steals a lot. What if we just get out of your hair and go to Disney and we'll go to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. Okay. So we go there. We go every Winnersville week. It's just Steele and me. Sometimes my mom will meet me or a friend. And we go for 2 or 3 days, and then we'll come back, and we're back in town by the time for the coaches show on Wednesday night. So we'll actually leave Tuesday.
Nice.
Go and trick or treat down there and come back, which works out this year because Winnersville's on Halloween.
Yes.
So no trick or treating for Steele that night.
Yeah. That's so exciting. Yeah. So just one day you were like, okay, how did you come up with that idea?
Well, what better place to escape to than Disney?
You're right.
With a toddler.
Right.
And we really wanted to capitalize. We're so close to Disney now, and at that point he's the only child, and kind of whatever goes, and so we started doing that. Now it's getting a little trickier because he's in real school. He's in kindergarten, but
a few days.
A few days. Bring
home that trophy. It's like,
that's right. That's right. We'll just go one day when we're not feeling well to make up for it. Yeah, but it's fun. So we're excited. We leave Tuesday.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. You talk about Winnersville. Just take me through that week. Okay, you come back from Disney, coaches show.
Yeah, it's just something in the air. It's different. I work at central office, and it's like, you walk in that week and people are wearing crimson all week. There's dress up days, there's all the things. But the cool thing about Winnersville is how lucky are we to live in a town where both schools care so much, and these alumni are true to their roots. There is no changing, you know, and they're gonna wear their black and gold, and ours are gonna wear their crimson and silver, and that night is just electric. We'll go, it's actually there this year, so we have a bus that escorts the WALBs over there with a police escort. And we come in when it starts and leave when it's over because there's just so many people. Probably well over 14,000 people will be there. And this year it's shaping up to be a big...
This one might be for all the marbles.
It might be for all the marbles. And here's the thing, even when it's not, both teams can be 2-8, it's still for all the marbles, right? It's still a big deal. So we're really hoping to go out and keep the Winnersville trophy on Norman Drive where it belongs.
So during that week when you come back, do you go to the grocery store or anything? Do people in the community say things to you?
I try to just hide that whole week. Facebook's a little wild that week, all the little forums. But you know, what you have to, I say this all the time and people just look at me, but if nobody cared and nobody said anything, then we wouldn't be relevant, you know, and Lowndes football wouldn't be what it is, and Valdosta football wouldn't be what it is. And so with the good comes the bad, and you kind of have to take both of them, and it's always go Vikings and, you know, compete and all the happy things, and you just kind of take the negative stuff and tuck it away.
Yeah. When you think back to winning last year, I was at that game. I feel like after the game, you were like, I lost my shoes, your shoes were off. Walk me through that day.
Yeah, so I don't even remember what our record was last year when this all went on. I think we'd only lost 1 to Colquitt. And Winnersville was home, which is obviously a massive advantage like for football, but it's also a massive advantage as a mom and a wife, because I can have my tailgate, I can go in the field house if I need to, I have access to a clean bathroom, all of our cops are there, you know, it's just easier at home.
Yes.
But that was a big game because we had lost Winnersville the year before, and we had coming off such a tough season, and we had only had 1 region loss. So at that point, you're still kind of battling for a region championship. And we kind of knew that you say the cards are in your favor with X's and O's and Jimmy's and Joe's that year, but you don't ever really know with Winnersville what's going to happen. So it was really important to the Lowndes family that we won, but that we put out a wonderful product, that people came to the game. It was a family game. It was fun. There was snow cones. Everyone was safe. It was all of these things. And at the end when we won and we had executed that whole thing, and like I said, I work at central office. I'm so kind of behind the scenes on all of that side of it too. It was just a huge weight off of our chest. And it was like, oh, we've won Winnersville. Everything went off without a hitch. Superintendent and I think so highly of her. She's such a supporter of Adam and myself, and that in football goes a really long way. And so she was on the sideline. There's a video of us like dancing and jumping around. I bought new shoes for that game, and they had given me blisters, so I took them off, and I actually had already tried to like pre-wrap my feet to keep the shoes on with like athletic tape, but it didn't work. So if you find the pictures, you can see the athletic tape on my feet. I gave it a shot, but it was so fun. It was a wonderful game, and I'm really proud of the team behind Winnersville and the team, the production that was, and how wonderful that event was for our whole community.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this. You've been on the other side of Winnersville before.
Yeah, I have.
You guys have been Wildcats. I believe he was the defensive coordinator at Valdosta.
Yeah.
How would you describe y'all's time there?
Yeah, I mean, I think all roads led to Lowndes, right? And we had a wonderful experience there. We were underneath the leadership of Alan Rodemaker while we were there, who are still very near and dear to our hearts. And Adam really learned a lot about South Georgia football. He had already been at Camden before. He's kind of been all over Region 1 except for Colquitt. But he had already been at Camden, and he kind of got a taste of that. I was finishing up graduate school at Valdosta State, so it really was a big piece of our puzzle and our relationship and making sure that was going to work. And that's where we got engaged, and then we left there and went on to Creekview to take another head job. So I speak very highly of our time there. I mean, I would be remiss to pretend that we would be somewhere without every stepping stone before Lowndes. Whether that was Valdosta or Creekview or Grayson, every place served its purpose.
Now, how long were y'all together before y'all got engaged?
5 or 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was like, you got to go through a few football seasons, and now stepping back, I'm like, glad I did that, because you really don't know what you're getting into. But I've loved it from day one. It's so fun. It's so exhilarating. The adrenaline that the whole life brings to me is just so good. Like, I see people that are married to people with 9-to-5 jobs, and I'm like, oh my God, he's home at 5 o'clock every day. I'm so sorry, But I just love the whole life, and I can't imagine myself anywhere else except beside Adam Carter and living this life.
Yeah. I love that.
Yep.
Like I said, I spoke with Coach Carter. I don't know what we were talking about one practice, but he was talking about your outfits. I was telling him I didn't like my outfit. I don't know, it was something. And he was like, yeah, my wife, she just has all her outfits picked out or something.
Yeah.
How do you pick these things out?
So I follow a lot of stores in Tuscaloosa because they have very similar colors. But it's just the one thing I can control, right? is my outfit, and it's fun for me. And I know this one's for Camden and this one's for Winnersville and all the things. Now, plot twist, I got pregnant and had to change everything. But we'll save those for when I'm not pregnant next year. But it's just fun. It's girly. I've always been a girly girl at heart. I was a cheerleader. And it's just my way of being a part of it and planning something that really affects nobody but me.
Now, do you have multiple outfits? Like, okay, if it rains, I might have to do this.
No,
okay.
I'm committed. Like, if it rains, it rains. It ruins the outfit. It is what it is. But the Winnersville outfit is the Winnersville outfit. Like it is.
So are you going to be able to wear that one now that the cat's out of the bag?
Yes,
okay.
I can wear that one. Yes, I can wear that one. It's already at my house. I actually ordered it in one size bigger. So I had it in a small, and I went ahead a few weeks ago and ordered a medium because I saw the trajectory of what's happening to me, and I'm like, okay, we're going to go with the medium for that game. But no, the outfit's the outfit.
Yeah, okay.
Outfit's the outfit, yeah.
Okay, so I want to circle back one more time. How did you guys let the team know that y'all were expecting?
Okay, so at Camden, we had officially told his parents, my parents. My sister knew the whole time because we tell our sisters everything. She knew the whole time. And that was just the last piece of our family that we had to tell. I mean, I really do. It's cliche, and I'm sure on this podcast, a lot of people say we treat them like our kids, but I mean, really, they are. And so I just couldn't imagine a world where we announced on social media before we told them. So I told him, I said.
That's so sweet. That's so thoughtful.
Yeah. So I told him, I whispered in his ear, I said, everybody knows. And so it was just the perfect time. We had come out, won our first game on the road. I think that made us 8-0 in the rain, and it was time.
Yeah.
Plus the belly was coming out, so I was like, it would be now or never. And we weren't going to play again for 2 weeks, so I'm like, ooh, we got to tell somebody.
How excited is Steele to be a big brother?
Oh, he's so excited. If it's a girl, he does not want it to be a boy.
Okay.
Because he does not want to share his toys. He says.
I get that. That's a valid point. I get it.
So fingers crossed it's a girl. Adam obviously wants a boy for his pocketbook's sake, and he wants a Mike linebacker probably specifically, but yeah. So we'll know soon though.
What does mom want? Does it matter?
It does not matter. Healthy baby, healthy little Viking baby.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, things are just working in y'all's favor for the Carter family.
They are. God's really blessed us. I'm a firm believer that, like I said earlier, when you water grass, it grows, and you have to be committed somewhere and find where you want to be and find all of the other things that make sense. The school system, the people, the location, the community, and if those things make sense, water where you're at and everything else will grow. I think if you focus too much on the next best thing, sometimes you miss your Lowndes.
Mm-hmm. Well, you kind of answered my question. I was going to ask you, I was going to say, Baby Carter coming 2026, undefeated right now, Winnersville coming up, maybe a region title. What could make this year more, what could top this year for you guys? You really can't, in our world, you can't put something so definitive on that success because, we say we go out and we win region, but we get put out in the first round. That's still success. Mm-hmm. And I think I posted one year, maybe last year when we got put out in the second round, was the really hard thing about football is out of all of these teams, you have 32 teams in playoffs. The only person that gets to celebrate at the end is one. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's important in the female role to remind them that, going 11-1 is exceptional. That's a big deal.
Yeah, getting put out in the third round, playing on Thanksgiving itself. So setting a goal every week kind of keeps me grounded. I think keeps Adam grounded. Like, okay, we've made it 8-0. That's massive. No matter what happens Friday, you go 9-0. That's massive. Or you're Winnersville. So I think that as long as we keep doing what we're doing, there's no definitive thing. I think we're already really proud of what we've done here and what's to come for Lowndes.
Yeah. Very exciting. Winnersville, this will drop the week of Winnersville. So I'm assuming that's the goal for this week.
That's the goal, yeah. So Winnersville, everyone would really like to win that one. And then if things are still going the way they're going when we film this, then that will be the region championship, which is like Winnersville dream, you know. I think about it like, I'm like, oh my gosh, literally any other game could be the region championship. But really, isn't that just so awesome that it's two teams that are, 3 miles apart, that have the highest level of football, I'd argue, in the state.
I'd agree.
Year after year, consistently, historically. And it always comes down. It's like the Lowndes Valdosta Colquitt time, and right now it's trending to be Valdosta and Lowndes, and I just think that we have to go out there. We got to stay healthy,
right.
you know, make good decisions. Don't make 14, 15, 16-year-old decisions. You got to make 30-year-old decisions that week is what we tell the kids. Like, every decision you make affects so many people, and especially Winnersville week. So
exciting.
that's the goal.
Yeah, I'm excited. Friday night.
Yep.
A big one. You've been awesome. You've been amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
I
so
appreciate
much.
it.
Anything else you'd like to leave us with?
No, go Vikings.